All right, welcome back. Here we are. This time around, we're going to install SSMS, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So without much ado, let's jump right in. Install. Yes, accept. We confirm and trust Microsoft that they can take our data and information and do whatever they want to do with it. So it loads up the packages and off we go. This might take a minute depending on your internet connection. So let's stay put. Now everything is loaded up, our packages are in progress, and the overall progress is also being checked out. Now slowing this down helps us to be able to discuss through our process. So we've already gotten Azure Data Studio, we've also gotten DBeaver, SQL Server Management Studio. All three of them are just tools. They are tools, database management system tools that we use to be able to access our database to also get into our server. Before we could use any of these, we had to download SQL Server. SQL Server is where it's a specialized hardware and software that's going to be created within our desktop that will be able to host our databases as well as process all the different queries and all the different actions and services that we need for that database. So do not get those confused. The server itself was SQL Server that we got. The tool that we're using, SSMS, Azure Data Studio or DBeaver, to be able to use that SQL Server to create databases, create tables, insert, modify, update, delete data within those tables, administer the access, and so on. But Azure Data Studio, SQL Server Management Studio, and SQL Server are all products of Microsoft. DBeaver is not a Microsoft product, so it's going to easily connect to other database management systems like Oracle, PostgreSQL, MySQL, and so on. So there are advantages and disadvantages depending on where you're working, what industry, and your licenses. So our overall process, or should I say progress, is complete. Now the installation process kicked in. Should be pretty quick, and then from there we should be able to connect to the server and start creating databases, just like we did for Azure Data Studio and DBeaver. With DBeaver, we're able to use SQLite, or we'll use SQLite, which luckily for us had some sample data that was already inserted into DBeaver. So that was good for us to be able to jump into the application and start using it. Most of the time, you're going to get hired in a position that is existing. Even if it's a new position, you already have a database system set up for you and you don't have to start from scratch. So that would be the case. Our setup is complete. We can now close this and we should be good to go. If you search, you should be able to see SQL Server Management Studio. I didn't search, but I knew it was going to be recently added. So you can simply do SSMS and you should be able to see it, SQL Server Management Studio, or you can type it all out, it doesn't matter. If it's something you're going to be using very often, you can right click and pin it to your start, which is the start right here, or pin it to your taskbar, which is at the bottom. I usually pin it to my taskbar, so you can see it right here. The taskbar looks really tiny. That's totally fine. We can fix that later on. So there we go. Come back there to my taskbar, and we're up and running with SQL Server Management Studio. So like I said, just another tool like Azure Data Studio and DBeaver. But you most probably be using SQL Server Management Studio if you're using on-premises applications. But there are some versions that do have already Azure Data Studio in it. This is version 20, so you can click on the help. Oops, not right now because I have my login screen, my connection screen open. But I'll show you how to check your version if you already have one installed. So it comes up automatically. It's already figured out that, hey, I have a database engine. Depending on what team you're working with, sometimes you might need to work with analysis, reporting, integrated services, SSIS, and so on. But just the database engine is good to get started. And it picked up our server already from the system. Seamlessly, if you needed to connect to something else, you can go ahead and do that. Our authentication, we're going to use our Windows authentication. In future, you can set up your authentication. That's something that's done by administrators. You can use, again, Microsoft always renames all these things. So it might be one name today, another name tomorrow. You need to keep up with the naming conventions of Microsoft. So Windows automatically logs us in with our login. So with this, it's seamless. You can just connect. All right, so let's go ahead and connect. Let's double check the options again. No, never mind, the options are already expanded. So there are other connection properties you can check. For instance, if you have 10, 20, 50 connections, you might come in here and use a custom color to make sure that, hey, this is my development environment. I want it to be green. So your connection is going to show up as green once you are in a query here at the bottom. There are other things you can set up, but this is usually useful to differentiate your test environment from your staging environment and your live environment. So let's go back to login and connect. Looks like we're having an issue here. Connection was successfully established with the server, but then an error occurred during the login process. Certificate chain was issued, blah, blah, blah. All right, I forgot to trust the certificate. That's my issue. Let's go ahead and log in. So please make sure you trust the certificate, otherwise it's going to refuse your login. And there we go. Looks very similar to what we had with Azure Data Studio. Again, Azure Data Studio came into existence with all the cloud computing and so on. So yeah, we've talked about data types, right? What are not data types? Database objects. As you can see, the principal here is my username connected to SQL Express, and this is the version of SQL Server I'm using. If you want to see the version of SQL Server Management Studio, you can go to the help section and check about, and it tells you I'm using version 20.2. Here are all the details you might need. If you're having an error issues, you can always come in here and copy this information and share it to whoever is troubleshooting your system. Awesome. So we've talked about the folders, how they're all grouped together. We created a 100 days database in Azure Data Studio, but we do have access to it here as well. So we can always access it. Whichever tool is going to be very similar across the board. We don't have any tables in there for now. So again, system tables, they're none. There's nothing we've really created in there. We can go ahead and start creating our tables in future. So there we go. Also, we still have the system database. The master is in there. You can query the master. Right click and query. It's going to open up our query in here. And there you go. You can now see that green color at the bottom that tells us we are connected to that environment. So this is just one server. You can also connect to multiple servers. Connect again and again. You can connect locally, remotely, and so on and so forth. And once you're connected, now you opened up this query. Let's expand this so we know exactly where we're at. I'm right here. You would see at the bottom, it tells you again, this is my principal. That is the username or the login that I'm using to request resources from that server. Okay. And that is new user. It gives me 59, and it's going to give you generic numbers once you log in. Master is the database I'm connected to. This is the server I'm connected to, and that's how long my last query ran and how many records I returned. So obviously nothing was done. Again, we can go in there and check. These are all the database tables for master. You can double check each one of them if you're interested. Right clicking in there, you can always go ahead and easily write a script to select, drop, insert, and so on. There are easy ways you can always do that. If you want to check out the top 100 records in there, you can simply right click and select that. It gives you, let's make this bigger. It gives you a query that is automatically created by Microsoft. So it's very user friendly like that. Okay. Right now, we don't have any other tables to play with, but we'll download some databases online to make life easier, or we'll start creating some. So that's it. This is SQL Server Management Studio. We've also looked at Azure Data Studio, as well as DBeaver. Awesome. So brace yourselves. Comment below what questions you have. If I missed anything, if I skipped anything, if you'd like to know more, please let me know. If I messed up anything, let me know so I can fix it instantly. And I'll catch you on the next video.